Alright, everybody, welcome back to the show. It's our first episode back in a long time. But you know what? We're just going to roll right into it. We're going to go with the Royal Rumble. We're going to do a little review of it. We're going to talk about some winners, some losers, and a lot of different things. I'm your host, Mark, former wrestler, current podcaster, and the only man who's ever been eliminated from a battle royal by someone who wasn't even in the match. But that's a different story for a different day. Today, we're breaking down the 2026 Royal Rumble live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and the first ever proper Royal Rumble held outside the United States. I'm not including the world's greatest Royal Rumble because that was a bag of dog shit. And it was clearly the first Royal Rumble where the pyro budget was much bigger than the catering budget. We've got some controversy, we've got some surprises, we've got Brock Lesnar doing Brock Lesnar things, and we've got fans online acting like they need to file a police report for Ilya Dragunov's treatment. But let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble match. If you don't know by now, you should know. Roman Reigns is our winner, and he's going on to WrestleMania 42. Now, at the time of this recording, we don't know who he's going to go against. Is it going to be CM Punk? Is it going to be Drew? Is it going to be somebody else who wins at the Elimination Chamber? Which I highly doubt because both guys only just got the belt recently. So they're not looking at dropping those belts anytime soon, especially not at Elimination Chamber. You know, right, with Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, there's a few different mixed reactions online with this. But when Roman Reigns walks into the Rumble, the energy changes. He just has that aura about him. And when he wins one, the internet changes. And they go from absolutely loving everything to do with Roman Reigns to having a meltdown like a cheap candle. It's not universally loved that he won the Royal Rumble because people wanted a new star to come out. They wanted a Braun Breaker or they wanted an Obafemi. But here's the thing. Roman Reigns carried that company for 4 or 5 years, especially with that whole bloodline storyline. That's the reason why wrestling got as popular as it did again. And I don't see why it's a bad thing for Roman Reigns to win this. Because let's be honest, who else is really going to win it? Obafemi's not going to be world champion in the next year. It's not going to happen. Braun Breaker has enough of a storyline going on right now with Adam Pearce. Seth Rollins is out on injury. He should be back soon. There's enough going on with the division that they don't need to throw a title into that to make it relevant. Plus, we'll get into Braun Breaker's performance at the Royal Rumble. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we could use Gunther as an example, as someone who could have won the Royal Rumble, but he just retired John Cena. He just retired AJ Styles. He's also retired Goldberg. He's doing this whole career ender shtick, and he doesn't need a strap on him right now. He doesn't need that strap. Roman Reigns, he doesn't need it, but when he's in it, it feels special, and that's the kind of aura that Roman Reigns brings with it. I saw on WWE's YouTube channel, they posted his win, the video of his win, and it got 54.5% likes, and all the rest of it was dislikes. That's insane. That's like, what's that? That's 46% dislikes. That's an insane kind of ratio to me. That's the kind of ratio you get when someone's cancelling your favorite show. That's not the kind of ratio you get when Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Now, in regards to who he's going to face, I mean, I personally think he should face CM Punk. There's no real story there with him and Drew anymore. They've beaten that horse to death and then kept beating it. Plus, as well, Roman does his best work when he's working heel, but he's kind of in that tweener phase right now where he's not quite a heel, he's not quite a face. He's in the middle. He's doing bad shit, but for good reasons. He's like an anti-hero. He's a Wolverine. He's a Deadpool. He's not your Captain America and he's not your Thanos. You know, So he's a good tweener guy, so he can work with anyone. And then you have CM Punk, who's the ultimate fucking babyface, and everyone's gonna love him. Everyone's gonna love that match, which is the match we should have got last year at WrestleMania, but they ended up throwing Seth Rollins in there, making a triple threat, and doing the whole Paul Heyman thing, which led on to division. Yeah, all that shit. It should have been Roman and Punk, and that's what we're gonna get this year. I think that's what we should get anyway. I mean, if you don't agree with me, drop it in the comments. Tell me who you think Roman Reigns should go against. Um, but do your best fantasy booking. Give me your next 3 months. Who does Roman choose? How do they go about telling their story between now and WrestleMania? Um, but yeah, I think Punk is the best bet. I think you have Roman win and face Punk. You hold an elimination chamber for Drew. I mean, you got a lot of guys chasing after Drew right now. You got Cody Rhodes, you got Jacob Fatu. You also have the likes of LA Knight in there, who has beef with Drew. You can put a couple of big heavy hitters into that elimination chamber, where the chamber match is going to mean something, and the winner is going to earn that spot then to fight Drew at WrestleMania. I think that would be perfect. The Royal Rumble match itself, I mean, I kind of liked it. I kind of liked little bits of it. There was a few hit and misses with the match, to be quite honest with you. We had Braun Breaker getting attacked at the start of the show. Basically, he got cut off. In case you didn't see it, if you didn't, you should have. Braun Breaker came in at number two, and there was a whole shtick about why number two was worse than number one. And then the Masked Man came out, beats the shit out of him, tosses him in. He gets eliminated in 10 seconds by Obafemi. The last time we saw the Masked Man, it was Austin Theory. Now, this person moved and had a similar body shape to Austin Theory and Seth Rollins. There's a couple of theories online that it was Logan Paul, which I quite like that theory a little bit because Logan Paul ended up in the final four of the Royal Rumble, and then that kind of pushes him further up the main event slot while keeping Braun Breaker strong, and it causes beef within the division. And yeah, I like that theory. Is that going to be what's going to happen? I highly doubt it, to be quite honest. Realistically, it's probably going to be Seth. Um, I think it would be great if it was Logan, and then that causes beef within the division explodes, and then Seth comes back and picks them all apart one by one, making his way up to, let's say, Braun Breaker. And then once he ends that with Braun Breaker, he can go back after the belt. There's a good 6 months of storytelling right there. But I think it's going to be Seth, which is going to blow off with Seth and Breaker at Mania. If Seth is back and healthy and happy and the whole lot. But the attack itself, people were kind of pissed about because they wanted to see Braun Breaker in the Rumble. I think the attack was smart. I think it honestly protected Braun. It made him, because he looks like a beast. He looks like a beast when he's in chaos. He looks like a beast when he's being attacked. He looks like a beast the whole time, and he's money straight away. He is just money. So I would say that protected him quite a bit, and I really liked it. I really liked that whole angle. Let's let's talk about Brock Lesnar doing Brock Lesnar things. Oh my god! All right, for starters, Brock Lesnar did not need to be in that Royal Rumble. He did not need to be there. There was no need for him to be there. It's like, especially if he was gonna just shit on people and then leave. There was no need for that. If you're wondering what I mean by shit on people, this was the moment everyone was talking about with the Royal Rumble. Okay, so Ilya comes into the ring. Ilya Dragunov, we all know what he's like. He's a great worker. He works stiff. He works hard. He beats the shit out of people. Even for those out there, oh, but wrestling's fake. This guy, if you watch this guy work, he'll make you disbelieve that. He'll make you believe, wow, he has beef with this guy for real, and he's gonna beat the shit out of him. Ilya comes down. He does his thing for a few minutes, and then he comes across Brock Lesnar. He starts hitting Lesnar with a couple of stiff shots, a couple of chops, and Lesnar completely no sells it. if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably aware with some of the terms of wrestling. If you don't, let me clue you in. No selling is when someone hits you and you don't react. So obviously we know this is a performance, we know this is a show. And if your part of the show is I get hit and then, I react to that hit and then I hit him back and he reacts to my hit and so on and so forth, we build a match. This guy laid into Lesnar and he hit him as hard as he could, and you could see it. You could see it on screen. He was hitting this man as hard as he could. And Brock Lesnar, being Brock Lesnar, no sold it. He reacted as if nothing happened, laughed at him in his face, and then tossed him like a gym bag. He just fucked him over the top rope, out of the ring, like he was nothing. The backstage reaction to that says everything. So other wrestlers were reacting to that with eye rolls and tweets, with emojis and stuff. And you know that's bad when other workers are like, oh god, that was awful. You just know it is. And as someone who's been in the ring with guys like Brock Lesnar, like, don't get me wrong, there's nobody like Brock Lesnar, but with guys who are huge, if they laugh at one of your strikes, it's not a good day at the office. It's not. You need to rethink your life choices in that moment, because that's you going into business for yourself. That's you trying to make yourself look great while making everyone else look shit. Because what that's done there is Ilya Dragunov got into the ring. Let's imagine he's punched 5 people and each person has taken a bump and they've sold it like they got punched in the face. When Ilya then goes over and punches Brock Lesnar, that makes every single person that Ilya's punched look like shit, because he's no sold it. He's no sold it, and it makes everyone else look like shit. And yeah, I that's just going into business for yourself. That's not doing business. That's not working with people. I think it's a lot of crap. But hey, drop a comment down. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about the whole thing. We also had Gunther. He came in at number 30, I believe. I think he came in at number 30. Right after retiring AJ Styles. I don't think anyone expected to see Gunther coming in at 30. I think everyone expected like a big return or a big pop to go off. But it was Gunther. Came in at number 30. He beat AJ Styles in a one-on-one match with AJ's career on the line earlier in the show. Yeah, I mean, the guy, I love Gunther. I love Gunther to bits. Lovely man. He works like he's in the 1950s, in the best possible way. I mean, in the best, most amazing way. He grinds on people. He beats the shit out of them. He really wears them down, and he makes it look genuine and real. He wrestles like he's trying to win a German engineering award, to be quite honest with you. He's precision built, and he knows what he's doing. I think for him to come in at number 30, I think it was a really good spot for him. It made sense, it reminded me of watching the Royal Rumble from like 96, 97, when you'd have people from the show earlier on popping in the Rumble and they were still selling the effects of their match and stuff, and he sold that like a champ. He did really well in that, I thought. There was a baffling moment in this Royal Rumble, which is going to lead me back to Brock Lesnar, but the baffling moment, there was a few. I got annoyed with the Rumble because the entrances are supposed to be every 90 seconds. So, again, if you listen to this podcast and you don't know anything about wrestling, the Royal Rumble match, the way it works is it starts off with 2 men in the ring, and every 90 seconds another person comes into the ring. The object of the match is to throw someone over the top rope, both feet touch the floor, they're eliminated. The last person standing wins. That person gets to go on to the biggest show of the year to fight the champion in the main event. So, the purpose of this match is to throw someone over the top rope. Get into the ring, get the people out, you win. Every 90 seconds, I averaged it that it was every... 90 seconds is a minute and a half. I averaged it was like every minute 50, minute 43 or something like that. But there was entrances in a minute. There was entrances in every minute and a half, every minute 45. It wasn't a very consistent 90 seconds. And I think the reason for that was because every wrestler and their goddamn sister had a fucking pyro entrance, special entrance, took their time. Back in the day, the Rumble was Your music went off. They knew who you were. You ran to the fucking ring. You did your shit. You got into the ring. You had a bit of a spot with someone or one or two people. You did a bit of a spot, and then it calmed down, and then it calmed down for like 30 seconds, and then the countdown starts again for the last 10 seconds. Next person comes in. You might get an elimination here or there, but that was how it worked. This one, oh my god. Cody had the big pyro. Jay did his fucking yeeting thing the whole way through the crowd, and then he got into the ring and he did the whole run it back thing. I'll start on a tangent if I start the running it back thing. That thing pisses me off. But anyway, but these entrances were so long and long-winded that they took away from what was going on in the ring. And when that happens, you miss important things. And a perfect example of this was when Jey Uso was doing his entrance. He comes into the crowd. He does his whole yeeting thing. But his entrance took so long that we missed Brock Lesnar's elimination. It had like maybe 3 frames on camera when that actually happened. And it was Cody and LA Knight teamed up, knocked Lesnar out. Lesnar got eliminated. But nobody saw the damn thing. Nobody saw it. You blinked, you missed it. And then Jey Uso got into the ring. And instead of acknowledging it, acknowledging that Brock Lesnar was now gone, laugh at him or something, no, he decided to do his whole run it back shtick, and they kicked off his music again. He got up on the rope and started yeeting again. Now at this point in my head, I'm thinking to myself, right, if I'm a wrestler and I want some heat, this guy's he's on the second rope. He's easy prey to get knocked over the top rope, and he's doing his fucking yeeting thing. Why would someone not just knock his ass out? Just knock him over the top rope. Like, a stiff breeze could have knocked him over that top rope. I don't know why someone didn't try. It was all because they wanted that spot with Roman, where Roman was like, oh, run it back again. And when they wanted to run it back again, Roman knocked him on his ass. But, like, I get it. You want to have this spot between cousins, but do the Royal Rumble. You're in the middle of a match. You don't, like, you're just doing things for the sake of doing it now. And especially things like that running it back thing. It annoys me because they're forcing it. It was special the first time he did it. It was special the second time he did it. And then it got dramatically less special when he started doing it every fucking entrance. Just stop doing it. Just stop it. Right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match. I love the Women's Royal Rumble match. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought Charlotte and Alexa being in 1 and 2 was absolutely genius. As soon as I saw that it was Charlotte Flair coming out, I was like, fingers crossed, come on, give me Alexa. And it was Alexa, and it was great. And they decided to kind of like work together a little bit, because they are a bit of a team, and then kind of work together, eliminate everyone first, and then, you know, do the thing together at the end. Didn't last very long, as it never does in the Royal Rumble, which is one of the joys of it. But I quite like that angle. Another person that I really liked in the Royal Rumble was Jordynne Grace. Oh my god, that woman can work, and she looks like $1 million. She's absolutely fantastic. She came in number 7 or 8, I think it was. She eliminated a bunch of different people. She eliminated like Candice LeRae, Lola Vice, all that sort of stuff. But she came in like a house on fire, and the kind of fire that Oshua would have to shut down. She whooped ass, and I absolutely loved it. She was definitely a big standout for me. Final 3 came down to Liv Morgan, Tiffy Stratton, and Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka was phenomenal in the Royal Rumble. She really like stepped up. Sol Ruka came up from NXT for the Royal Rumble, and she's one of the developmental wrestlers, but she really, really shined in that Royal Rumble. Tiffy looked amazing. She looked like $1 million as well. Sol Ruka, you can tell she can work, you can tell she can go, you can tell she got the heart and the spirit of it. Sometimes, I will say, she looks like she's auditioning for Cirque du Soleil, but, you know, that's the generation of wrestling we're living in, right? You're going to see a lot of that. But Liv really stole the show there. I mean, Liv's been runner-up a couple of times in the Royal Rumble. She decided, hey, you know what, screw this, I'm done being runner-up. And they had a great little sequence at the end, and she came out on top. Who do I think she'll go against for WrestleMania? That's a tough one. I would say the best bet for that one would be Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer would be perfect, because we've also got the added part of Dom Mysterio. You can't go anywhere with Liv Morgan without having Dom Mysterio. Dom Mysterio with the whole he's in AAA, he speaks Spanish. Stephanie Vaquer is also Latino. You can put that little twist on there, especially considering that everyone that Dom is with, when they get into a title picture, Dom ends up kind of playing the field a little bit, and that always ends up working out really well story wise. So I think Stephanie Vaquer would be the perfect choice there. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe Jade Cargill, but I don't imagine Liv and Jade having a very good match together. I can't picture that in my head for a WrestleMania main event. I can't picture that. But Vaquer and Liv, absolutely, I would throw my wallet at that all day long. No problem at all. Yeah, the online reaction to the Royal Rumble as a whole was very interesting. For the most part, when I was scrolling through Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of stuff, and TikTok and all that stuff, a lot of people furious about Ilya Dragunov. A lot of people very mixed on the men's Royal Rumbles match pacing and the issues with Lesnar's elimination, things like that, and the yeasting and all that stuff. Everyone loved the women's Royal Rumble match, and if you watch it, you can see why. Fantastic match. I think it's unjustifiable for people to be so split on the Roman Reigns win, but again, that's my opinion. Give me your opinion in the comment box down below. They highlighted the mixed reaction on Wrestling Inc. and they if you haven't seen it, go onto their site, have a look at it. It's a really good little blog that they have on it, and I think the way they framed it is that people are afraid of another 4-year run, which I don't think is the case, because I don't think Roman Reigns has 4 years left in him. I really don't. But yeah, it's very mixed. I don't know. I don't understand the mixed reaction to it. I don't. But we'll see. On social media, everyone was upset about Brock Lesnar's no selling of Ilya Dragunov. They were baffled by missing his elimination, which I think are the two key points from this Royal Rumble. And both of them are centered around Brock Lesnar, which is another example as to why you should not have Brock Lesnar in the fucking ring anymore. He's done. Just get over it. Yeah, I'm done with the Lesnar stuff. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the Royal Rumble delivered what the Royal Rumble always delivers: bit of chaos, bit of controversy, and enough talking points to fuel every wrestling podcast on earth. So, it's worth it. Look, as a former wrestler, I respect the hell out of everyone who worked at the show. As a fan, I'm right there with everyone else, yelling at my TV, arguing with strangers online. I'm wondering how Ilya Dragunov still has a spine after what Brock Lesnar did, throwing him around like a paper airplane. But it's never always going to be perfect, right? We had that perfect WrestleMania when Cody finished his story a couple of years back. It's been hit and miss since. But we're never gonna replicate that. That was multi-generational storytelling. We're not gonna replicate that. We're striving towards it, which is great, but we're never gonna meet that again. But it was a good step towards it. It wasn't the worst Royal Rumble in the world, but it wasn't the greatest Royal Rumble in the world. And thankfully, it wasn't the greatest Royal Rumble, because that Royal Rumble was dog shit. Anyway, I digress. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be doing this again. This is a fun little project for us to do. We can do this together. But hey, let me know what you like, what you don't like. Do you like me just spitballing into a mic? Do you want to see video of this? Do you want to see the behind the scenes of what I'm doing and all my editing and all that sort of stuff? Do you want anything better from this podcast? Do you want anything less from this podcast? Tell me to shut the fuck up. Tell me to talk more. Tell me to rant and rave a bit more. Tell me to get angry. Whatever the hell you want. Just drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys are interested in. I'll do my best to try and facilitate, and we'll go from there. But for now, that's it from me. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the rest of your week. Tune in for Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Friday. I'll do another episode on the Raw and the SmackDown together, and we'll see how things go, see how the Road to WrestleMania lines up. But for now, stay happy, stay safe, and thank you all for tuning in.